So hello, my name is Jonathan, and today I'm going to briefly talk about the IELTS listening test and our course. So altogether there are 9 classes, and each week you'll get an opportunity to do a practice test. In week 1 we will begin with an introduction, and I will explain exactly what the IELTS listening test is and what you have to expect. In the second week I'll talk about how this is actually scored. In the third week I will give you some tips to improve your listening, and in the fourth week I'll give you some more tips too. In week 5 and week 6 I'll give you some talk a little bit about test tips, and in week 7 and 8 we're going to be focusing on spelling. Unfortunately in the listening test they really care about spelling. And then in week 9, rather than giving you all these, we're going to do some extra practice. So instead of doing 1 practice test, we'll be looking at 2 practice tests. Okay, so what do we do for the practice test? Well, the first thing I do for each section is teach you how to identify what you need to focus on. And then we will look through the individual questions, and I'll be talking about learning to identify key information and learning to predict what kind of answers you're looking for. So for instance, sometimes the answer might be a number, sometimes it might be a noun or an adjective or a verb. And that's one of the things you have to learn, is basically figuring out what it is you need to listen for. But also learning how to avoid the tricks that they play on you. So for instance, when you're listening for a number, they often give you 2 or 3 numbers, and they're hoping to trick you into choosing the wrong one. So I'll talk a bit about how to predict which one is most likely to be correct. And then once we've looked at that, we will listen to the recording and you'll have an opportunity to answer. And after that, we will go over the answers. And for each answer, I will show you part of the transcript, and I'll talk through why this is the answer and why some of the other, maybe there are some little tricks there that they've tried to get you to choose the wrong answer, and I'll help you to identify that too. And then at the end of that, I'll play the listening again with the answers, and you'll get an opportunity to improve your listening by making sure that you've understood that. And then we'll do the same with the second section and the third section and the fourth section. And the idea is, by doing this week in, week out, you'll become much better at all 4 of the sections, and you'll get lots of opportunity to practice those skills. But also by looking at the different tests, you will get to meet all of the different types of test questions that you get. Sometimes you get multiple choice, sometimes short answer questions, sometimes summaries, sometimes matching questions. Sometimes you get diagrams. There are lots of different types of questions that you get, and it's important that you are familiar with all of them and know how to answer all of these before you get into the test. So if you are preparing for the IELTS exam, please don't forget to sign up for our course. I'm sure that you will find it very useful.